Hello and welcome to Miss Charlotte Astrology. My name is Charlotte. I'm a full-time working astrologer, and on this channel I analyse the astrological charts of public figures, and very often they are celebrities, and they normally come in the form of actors, artists, musicians, serial killers, royals. But today I'll be analysing the Synastry chart of two very famous, or should I say infamous, politicians, and they are the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, and the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. So, they're making the news right now. There's been whispers. There's not been an official announcement of this, but there's been whispers, very loud echoes down the hallway, actually, that these two are not talking. We thought they were bum chums, and allegedly Trump is not on speaking terms with Netanyahu. And a lot of people are wondering why. We don't know the reason, but what has been speculated is a few things. That Netanyahu may have, allegedly maybe, spied on Trump. And then Trump, if you're not aware, he's in the Middle East right now. He's in Saudi Arabia, and he's getting chummy with the Saudis, who do not recognize Israel. So that's throwing a spanner in the works of their friendship. And I don't know if that was a retaliation or if this was something that was pre-planned and then Netanyahu found out and then that's when he started spying. We don't know. We don't know what is a response to what, or even if they are responses to anything. I don't know, but they're not chummy right now. So I thought I'd have a look at their synastry and try to figure out what's going on. This is not going to be political post. We're talking about their relationship only, their chemistry. Right? Their feelings towards each other. That's it today. If you want to know how I feel about this whole situation, you can go on my Instagram because it's safer there. But today, let's just keep it nice and simple. Before I dive in, I just want you guys to know, I do readings, 60 minutes. I think there might be one left. Go check in the link below. If you would like to get a 60-minute reading, you can book that. If there's none of those left, I do have 15-minute readings. The 15-minute readings are 30% off as of today. Now, there's a limited number of them. I'll be doing this for 4 weeks. There's roughly 40 readings that are 30% off. 40. Jump on it now. If you see it, get it now. They go quickly. And if you don't want to do that, I do have cheaper readings. The 5-minute readings are the focus readings for specific areas of your chart or specific areas of your life you would like me to focus on using my astrological knowledge, if that's something you're interested in. And that is a cheaper option. Please book that. And if you don't want to do that, I do have a YouTube members. It's £5 a month. It's one tier. There's extra content on there. It's a great way to support me. And if you don't do any of that, that's okay. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Help me with the algorithm. Click the bell, just because, yeah, I mean, I get paid by YouTube as well. So there we go. All right. And that's it for now. Thank you. All right, let's have a look at their synastry chart. So Donald Trump is the inner circle. He's the blue planets. And Netanyahu is the outer circle, the red planets. So as you can see, Donald Trump is, of course, a Gemini sun. He's got a Mercury and Venus in Cancer. He has a Leo rising with Mars at 26 degrees on the ascendant. And he's got a Sag moon. Benjamin Netanyahu is a sun and moon in Libra. I just realized that both of these men are eclipse babies. Interesting, huh? They're both eclipse babies. Anyway, he's got a sun and moon and Mercury all in Libra on the south node. He also has a Mars at 26 degrees in Leo. They have literally the same Mars placement. And then he's got a rising and Venus in Sagittarius. Okay? Great. Let's move down and have a look at some of these conjunctions. Showmen assassins, exact conjunction of Leo Mars at 26 degrees. These two, okay. Leo Mars. They're the type of people, and don't hate on me if you're a Leo Mars. This is just how I see you. You like to make love in front of a mirror. Like, honestly, Leo is ruled by the sun, the center of our solar system, the center of everything. It pulls everything in. It loves to be looked at. It's the main character, the center of attention. They love to put on a show. They love to be popular. They love to be adored. They're motivated by attention. They're motivated by, yes, power. Now, with these two Mars placements in an exact conjunction at 26 degrees, which is the Taurus degree, so you know it's stubborn as hell, it's like there's two cowboys with pistols in the center of town, ready to have a shootout at high noon. That's the energy here. Now, two cowboys with the same boom boom, right? Like the same motivations, the same Mars placement. They could be robbing banks together. They can be on the same side. It's a beautiful relationship when they've got the same goal and they're working together. But when one of them flips, or they both flip on each other and they turn on each other, it's very destructive. High noon. What does a lion do? How does a lion attack? Lions, yes, they crawl up slowly, they stalk their prey, they do that, but once they get their prey, they drag them into the sunlight and crunch down on their bones in the middle of the day for everyone to see. That's what these guys have. And what happens when they turn on each other? What happens when two lions fight? It's pretty nasty. So this is dangerous. And because Mars is on the ascendant for Donald Trump, this was, if there is tension, if there is a bit of a fight between them, I reckon that Trump went first. I wonder if there was some deception, something here. The rest of the chart plays into this, but I'm wondering if Donald Trump had some evidence of some deception, and that's when he fired. And it's a direct shot with that Mars on the ascendant. Now, this plays into Netanyahu's 9th house, which is a public house and international affairs. So yeah, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing on Netanyahu's part. Yeah, this is very brutal. We might not see or hear what's going on right now, but we will. We will. We'll hear. We'll see it soon. We just need a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. We'll see how far this goes. But this looks pretty brutal. Also, this is repeated in the chart as well. There's conjunctions with the vertex. So Netanyahu's vertex is at 0 degrees in Leo. And that is very, very close to Donald Trump's Venus and Saturn conjunction at a late degree in Cancer. And of course you have other Leo energy here. So this is a very combustible energy here. This plays into Donald Trump's 12th house of secret enemies. And when you have a planet on a vertex, that's something combustible. It can be really romantic. It can be really beautiful. Like a love that hurts so good. But it can also be in great love, and then it can turn into a friend can turn into a foe with this energy, and it's very, very chaotic. So yeah. Anyway, this is dangerous. Boom, boom. Two cowboys with pistols. Partner in crime or open enemy. All right. On Netanyahu's part, he must be a little bit sad. I think he thought that, he's cooperating. He's going to work with me. He wants what I want. I don't think there's any love lost on Donald Trump's part, but I think there would be on Netanyahu's. He very much believed that they were, I guess, to some degree, they close-ish friends, as close as two politicians can get, pretty close friends, very well acquainted with each other. When someone has their sun in your 7th house, it can feel like a very cooperative relationship. It can be a very peaceful relationship, but they can also very quickly turn into an open enemy, like when a friend disagrees with you. Like when a friend doesn't like what you're doing, for better or for worse, they can turn on you. And I think that's what's happened here. With Donald Trump's sun and Uranus, a North Node, sitting in Netanyahu's 7th house of peaceful partnerships, that's someone that could ruin his reputation, have other people turn against him. I wonder if that's the case. I'm wondering if Trump was in the ear of people that were closest to Netanyahu and potentially vice versa. But yeah, Trump could ruin a lot of things for him here in terms of his relationships. But yeah, if Trump did turn on him, Netanyahu is very, very hurt by that. And I remember when they had that meeting together like a few months ago when Trump first became the second time he became president, and he did all these meetings. And one of the most infamous ones was with him, Netanyahu. And they were talking about their friendship and how close they were. And the smug look on Netanyahu's face thinking, yeah, got this in the bag. And I remember watching this going, I remember feeling like he might flip on him. Trump might flip on Netanyahu. Geminis flip all the time. All the time. They're messy ass bastards. Love you, Geminis. You're my best friends, but you are messy. And you do flip. And yes, you change your mind consistently. You're consistently inconsistent. So, yeah, this is crazy. Also, Trump's midheaven is in Taurus. So his Gemini placements play into his 11th house, if we were to look at it whole sign. So he is a schmoozer. He is a socialite. He loves to have a lot of acquaintances. He's friends with everyone and friends with no one. But so is Netanyahu. His midheaven is in Virgo, another earth sign that's very traditional. And his Libra stellium plays out in the 11th house as well. So, well, he's not friends with everyone. He's friends with select few. He's a bit more snobby with it. At least Trump will play nice with people he doesn't like. It's a very politician thing to do. Netanyahu doesn't do that at all. So, but yeah, both of them 11th house air suns, that trine. So it's really interesting that they potentially are turning on each other. Something's not advantageous anymore for at least one party. Anyway, going nowhere. So Netanyahu's north node of fate, destiny, lies in Aries, which is war, in the 4th house of family, playing out in the 5th house of children, in a conjunction with Lilith, the goddess of abortion and divorce, dead babies. Interesting. Is there anything here in Donald Trump's chart that would indicate there's that he could either help him here or they could help each other here? Not really. There's nothing really. This is in the 9th house of international affairs in Donald Trump's chart, this north node, this Lilith. If anything, I would say that the association with Netanyahu could disgrace him on an international scale, and it has. So yeah, this looks a bit messy, but it's not hurting Trump. There's the thing with Netanyahu is that his south node is on all of his glory placements, his 11th house with all of his Libra. So he's someone that starts out very respectable, very powerful, and then as he gets into his north node and becomes more ruthless in the pursuit of home, in the pursuit of money, war, whatever this is, right? Fighting for the homeland, that's his perception of it. It leads to disgrace. So, yeah. The business of pleasure. So we have another conjunction with a vertex here. Donald Trump's vertex is in Capricorn in the 5th house of pleasure. I could argue it's in the 6th house of work as well. With Donald Trump, he's always made, what do I call this? I call this the business of pleasure. He makes money from pleasure. Literally, and that speaks to his Taurus midheaven and his vertex that actually trines in that 5th house of leisure and pleasure. He makes money from beautiful things. He's a money making machine, and that would be casinos, the beauty pageant that he owned, the Miss Universe pageant. He's a businessman, and he makes it. Making money is an art. He literally, vertex in the 5th house, the art of the deal. Pallas Athena in the 5th house in Capricorn, the art of the deal. 5th house is art. Capricorn is the deal, right? The art of the deal. And it's a joy for him to do. Now, with Netanyahu's Jupiter in his 2nd house in Capricorn, this is, again, very combustible. there's a lot that Donald Trump could take from this man. Now, if you think about that little meeting that they had a few months ago where they talked about the development of the Gaza Strip, they wanted to turn it into condos, seaside, like basically a seaside city, right? Seaside waterfront properties. And that's what Donald Trump is. That's what he is first and foremost, is he is a businessman. That's why a lot of people voted for him. He's a ruthless shark. And the art of the deal here is that he can switch up on the person he does a deal with. He's done it before. And I do remember when he had that little meeting talking about, it was a press conference with Netanyahu talking about how he wanted to develop Gaza and turn it into this tourist destination with all of these casinos and luxury hotels. He made it very clear that this was going to be very good for the United States. And I guess good for Israel, but this is for the United States. This isn't the first time that the United States has gone into a country with the promise of helping them do something and then hijacked the project. And I'm Filipino. The Filipinos, you know what I mean. And I'm sure the Native Americans and like the Mexicans, you get it, right? This happened before. This is something. We love Americans, but there's a history here. So there's a lot to lose on Netanyahu's part. I think Netanyahu, when he did this business deal with Donald Trump, believed, wow, there's going to be something profitable for me as well. Yeah, to a certain extent, but this is to financially benefit the United States. The United States has been pouring money into Israel for decades now, and it's got to pay off. You think we just did this for charity? This is not charity. This is a business. This is combustible. This is destructive. So we'll see how this plays out. It's not pretty. It's very, also, what's the word? It's very hedonistic as well. There's something very hedonistic, capitalistic. Yeah. Jupiter's going to be giving and the vertex is going to be taking. So it looks like Trump has the upper hand here. Absolutely. And you know what? Jupiter and Pallas Athena are together, not in conjunction, but they're together. Jupiter is daddy. Pallas Athena is daughter. And she inherits Jupiter's stuff. So there we go. Interesting. Warm affection to cold war. Now, this conjunction here is interesting to me because usually a Moon and Venus conjunction is like a great alignment of one's value systems. I mean, it is attraction when it's a romantic chart, but there's a lot of love. Venus is the heart, and when it is in a conjunction or next to the Moon, it's not exactly conjunction, but it's close enough. There's an alignment of the Moon person's emotional needs and safety with the other person, the Venus's person's value systems, and potentially the alignment of wealth. And there's a lot to earn from this relationship. It's quite beautiful. A Venus and Moon conjunction is quite beautiful. It's in a volatile sign though. Again, a mutable sign switches up really quickly. But what I'm most concerned about is this Lilith placement and Chiron placement. Like, these two are meeting up. This is someone that can be hurt very easily. This is someone who can be overly ambitious and positive and very sure of themselves. So is this person, but they're a bit meaner. Lilith is destructive. He's like, Trump has his like thumb pressed on Netanyahu's wound. He pours salt in it too, and like that's what's happening here. Yeah. I also think Netanyahu believed that Trump trusted him, but Netanyahu, I don't think either is. I think Netanyahu doesn't really trust anybody. But that goes to show, like, the relationships that they have with their staff. I think, well, I'm not, like, Trump has had people turn against him. We've seen it before. But I reckon Trump has a lot more people around him that he's tight with, especially this time around in his presidency. But yeah, Netanyahu, he don't trust anyone. He's got that Chiron and Venus. I think there's this constant feeling that he is being rejected, or people are bitching about him. Like, Chiron with the Venus is like difficult relationships. It can sometimes play out as like very insecure about physical appearance, blah 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 blah. But he's really insecure about his relationships and who he can trust. So this relationship breakdown, and I know it's just political, it's not that personal. Actually, I think it turned personal. These are very personal planets. He's very wounded. If Trump turned on him, he's very hurt by that. Oh well. Yeah, I am wondering what's going on here. Sagittarius placements are always hungry, and they're always searching for that next thing and that next hit. I mean, I love my Sagittarius placements, don't get me wrong, but there is like a perpetual dissatisfaction. They're always searching, and very often it plays out as something harmless, like they're always traveling, or they're always searching for knowledge, they're always enrolling in courses. But if it gets really greedy, if it gets very dark, they can throw people away very easily. I think both of them do that too, so I wonder if they threw each other away. Anyway. Back to the end. Yeah. There's nothing here on Donald Trump's... Donald Trump doesn't look at Benjamin Netanyahu like a friend. He looks at him like a colleague. He looks at him like a colleague. Or a peer. Or like... kind of like how we perceive our school friends or our university friends. Kind of like that. It's not that deep. It wasn't that deep. You're someone who I have to associate with. You're someone who, through a political connection, if I form a connection with you, there could be some financial payoff. There's something in it for me. But in terms of he doesn't really... If he had an Aquarius placement, a Pisces placement, I'd be like, oh, Trump has a soft spot for him. No. The South Node with the Sun and the Moon in that third house, that's an eclipse. I'm sorry, that's an eclipse. These two men were born on eclipses. They're both emperors, like brutal emperors, and now they're fighting, and it's kind of, it's very dynasty, isn't it? I was referring to a 1980s TV show. It's like on a political scale. It's like dynasty on a it's very dramatic. It's drama. This 11th house stellium plays into this third house, Chiron, Jupiter. Yeah, I do think that Benjamin Netanyahu had some people in his circle, maybe even in the White House. Their social houses are meeting up. It's really interesting. If Netanyahu had some spies and was getting fed information, Donald Trump would have found that out. I reckon, or he will find out. Someone's going to inform him that there is a mole. There's a mole amongst them. So, it's so funny. These men are so similar. 11th house air suns. They have Earth midheavens. They have some Sagittarius placements. But in the end, I think Trump's got the upper hand. He's way more clever. He's way more clever than Netanyahu thinks he is. He's more clever than Netanyahu thinks. And I think Netanyahu takes it for granted. Trump is not an idiot. He's just maybe a little psychotic. Maybe a little loud, a little brash. But there is genius to the madness, I think. So yeah, and Netanyahu just finished his nodal return. Like he started business that on October 7th. He went into business, if you know what I mean, on his nodal return, and he carried that through for the last year and a half, 2 years. And he's done a lot of damage to his reputation because of it. So anyway. Those are the insights I have for you guys. I hope this has been enlightening or helpful in some kind of way, or at least entertaining. What do I think is going to happen? I don't know, guys. I just want there to be peace on earth and a ceasefire. So my apologies for sounding like a beauty pageant queen. But that's what I want. We want everybody to be safe and healthy and happy and have a future. So, yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully this goes well. Because I know how controversial these topics are. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.